What would you answer to someone who asks you what a bedrock is? I think many would say that it's just another block with the only feature that it doesn't break. I'll tell you that this thing has influenced Minecraft players more than any another item or mob that has ever existed. But first thing first. Bedrock was added to Minecraft in the alpha version 0012. At the time there was no interaction with this block, as now it is a barrier for the player so that he does not fall into the void. After it was added in the end of version 0.31, they tried to replace it with an endless lava lake, but then, most likely due to performance, it was removed. When Bedrock was added, any structure that was not intended to be broken was made of this block. A portal in the end, a ceiling in the nether, all this is made of it. In all subsequent updates, Bedrock has not changed much, so let's talk about the most interesting. After adding the bedrock, all the players wondered whether it's possible to break it. Previously, this was not difficult in principle, but after survival was added to the game, it became a real test, because the block now have strength and can no longer be broken in one click. Almost immediately, players found a loophole to break the bedrock. They grew wet under it, and as I understand it, after it grows, the block simply replaces the bedrock, thereby removing it. Unfortunately, this feature did not last long, and this bug was fixed in beta version 1.3. Of course, this did not mean that the bedrock would no longer be broken. This bug fix was a pathetic attempt to stop the inevitable. With each new version, there were more and more ways, but the developers did not fix anything, because they themselves understand that this has become its future and a separate mechanic. Many inexperienced players did not know about such methods and tried to break it with a pickaxe. On YouTube, you can still see streams where people break the bedrock for several days without knowing that its durability -1. If you did not understand, durability means that when a player breaks this block, he is moving further and further away from its breakage. Live with it, beginners. A command block, barrier and portal have identical durability with the bedrock. Also, bedrock plays a big role on anarchy servers, or rather not bedrock itself, but its generation. Perhaps someone is not aware, but bedrock generation is absolutely the same on all worlds, no matter what world it is, which means that finding out the coordinates of a careless YouTuber's base will be easy. Moreover, the smartest have long created a whole site for finding coordinates by bedrock. The next use of bedrock appeared in version 1.5, which added Wither. I think many people know about this ingenious way to lock this boss. I admit honestly, I have never killed him, and even being in netherite armor, I still locked him in this trap and beat him very carefully. Another wave of hype appeared on version 1.12. Here we will again return to the topic of breaking this block. Before this version, players could only destroy bedrock but not get it, and as you understand, this method appeared on this version. A YouTuber named Mango found it. His goal was to get bedrock from a portal on the edge of a chunk. All this happened on the server that, at the time of breaking the slime block, didn't load the chunk on which the portal is located. Unfortunately, it will not be possible to quickly explain this method, since the video will drag on for a very long time. So I leave a link to the video where he got bedrock. The method is cool, but after version 1.12.2, it did not work, since this bug was fixed. This is for the best, because this thing with a huge chance led to an imbalance on servers and lone survivals. In principle, this is where his interaction with players ends. One of the interesting things about Bedrock is that it took about 3 minutes to create its texture. The whole point is that Bedrock is a texture of ordinary stone, which had the contrast turned up to 250%. Now it looks a little different, but this does not change the essence. Also, if you set it on fire in the Enderworld, you will burn forever. This was probably done in order to show the players where to put the Ender crystals. This block can also transmit a beacon beam, because if there was no such function, we would not be able to activate the beacons in hell. Another interesting fact is that Bedrock has an explosion resistance of 18 million. That is, to destroy it, you will need to simultaneously detonate 233,766 blocks of dynamite. But the most interesting thing is that Bedrock's explosion resistance is not the greatest. The first place in explosion resistance is occupied by a barrier with a strength of 18 million and 3. By the way, Bedrock used to have a completely different name, which was soon changed at Minium. like admins can break it. Okay, before that the facts were too obvious. What you are about to hear will be a shock for you. Minecraft Bedrock was named after this block. Okay, that was a hoax. In fact, the interesting fact is that Bedrock can still be mined on this version. The mechanism is also very complex to explain quickly, so I will also leave a link to this method if I remember. In general, the block is very cool. Put likes if you want a continuation of this column. I personally really like creating them. Also watch other videos that you seen on the screen. But for now, bye.